All right, let's go. You ready, Greg?
Bro, I'm born ready.
I know. I don't know why I even
Let's
bothered
go,
asking
bro.
that question
Let's
anymore.
go.
I don't know why. All right, everybody, welcome.
Why you always, yeah. Let's
welcome,
go.
welcome all to the call,
Let's go,
everybody.
Leonard. Come on.
Huh?
I said, let's go.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome on to the call. My name is Leonard Charles IV. A lot of people know me as Leo. And you were all invited to this call by someone who knows you, hopefully cares about you, and recognizes that what we are doing here today has the opportunity to greatly and positively affect your life. So what we're going to do by the end of this call, we are going to go over 2 separate recession-proof skill sets that you can use to make money. Recession-proof, meaning it doesn't matter if your country's economy is going up or down. Now, I understand that what I just said sounds a little crazy, right? To say that we have 2 separate recession-proof skill sets, that sounds insane. So let me give you a little bit of my personal story so you can kind of understand how this came to be. So like I said earlier, my name is Leonard Charles IV. A lot of people call me Leo. My day job, I'm a first grade teacher. I'm also a martial art coach, okay? I know a lot of people out there say they hate their jobs. That is not the case with me. I absolutely love what I do for a living. That being said, a few months back, COVID came in, shut down all the martial arts schools, all the gyms. I ended up losing about $3,000 a month. That is $36,000 a year worth of my income due to the loss of all my coaching jobs. Okay, that's $36,000 a year. I was pissed. Okay, but worse, I recognize I wasn't the only one. As a matter of fact, I still had one. You can consider me lucky, right? A lot of people in America, all over the world, lost their jobs. We had huge corporations that we all kind of thought were immune to, this kind of financial disaster going bankrupt. Crazy levels of unemployment. And, a lot of people getting hit by this disaster the same way I have. So I happen to be one of the lucky ones. I am a very business-minded person. I had a lot of business-minded friends from back in college, people I could go and reach out to, who hadn't worked a normal 9-to-5 job for 8 to 10 years. Okay. So I was able to go out and reach out to these guys and game plan a couple different ways where we could actually make money during COVID. And we ended up making something known as a mastermind group. Now, if you've never heard of a mastermind group before, a mastermind group is just a group of individuals with the same goal. They come together to help each other game plan, problem solve, share networks. Okay, great innovators throughout time have claimed that being the part of the right mastermind group has been the cornerstone of their success. For example, we have Andrew Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Kevin Hart, the writers C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien of Narnia and Lord of the Rings, claim that a large part of their personal success was being a part of the right mastermind group. So like I said, my friends came together. We made one of our own to really just game plan ways in which we can make money during COVID. And what we started recognizing was that certain people within our mastermind group, okay, certain people, and for example, seem to be almost totally unaffected by COVID coming in and hitting their incomes. Okay, they're making the same amount before COVID as they were after. And we start asking these guys, yo, what is it that you're doing during this crazy recession that has kept your income stable? What is it that you're doing that's different? And it turns out all of these guys I'm talking about were professional traders. They were trading, making either 50 to 100% of their income from trading in the financial market. So just on this screen alone, on both bottom corners, you have Curve and Jesus, both of which trade funded accounts and are both professional traders. Curve making about 100% of pretty much all of his income from trading, and Jesus, on the other hand, making around 50%. In the top right corner, you have Greg, who is more new, who is technically newer to trading, but in a record time has and I'm gonna let him kind of tell his own story later because he's gonna be helping on this call, but has taken trading and is now making 100% of his income from trading due to pure necessity. Okay, on this page here again in the bottom left, you have Jeff, another full-time professional trader. Okay, and so when we start talking to these guys, and we're like, yo, we want to learn this skill too, right? Because what we started recognizing is COVID in and of itself is not that, like, COVID came out of nowhere. Like, nobody saw this virus coming, but recessions themselves are not that rare. The 07-08 crash in the US, 10% unemployment. People losing their houses all over the place. The dot-com bubble bursting, the oil price shock in 73. We all hear about the Great Depression in schools. Depressions and recessions and market fluctuations are just a part of the life we live. So it really showed to me the importance of having a recession-proof skill that works whether or not your economy is going up or down. So these friends within our mastermind group started breaking down and teaching us how to trade Forex. Now, what is Forex? Forex stands for foreign exchange, okay? It is the act of buying and selling currencies to make a profit. So for example, I am a US citizen. I use the US dollar, okay? Now, say I was to cross over that border and go into Mexico. Say I took $100 with me over into Mexico. I had to exchange that $100 into the Mexican peso. Now, say I didn't spend a single penny. A week later, I walk back over to the US, I exchange it back to the US dollar, but because the exchange rate has changed, I get $110 back or 120 instead of the 100 I went over there with, making $10. That in a nutshell is what the foreign exchange market is. Now, obviously, jumping from country to country is not a smart way to make money unless you happen to be Greg, who happens to be a pilot. But unless you're also a pilot, you can't just be flying country to country, okay, to make money. So how do we do it? Well, as I got more educated on this, I started recognizing that the Forex market is no different than every other financial market in the world. It's no different than stocks, commodities, index funds, any of that. You can tap into it directly from a broker as long as you have an internet connection, a cell phone, a tablet, a computer, something to connect you Wi-Fi. You can lock into this market from a broker. I started recognizing that my savings account, which is an Ally Bank, one of the most trusted banks in America, has a Forex section right there in my savings account. TD Ameritrade, one of the most trusted brokers in America, the one that my parents have used my entire life, they also have a Forex section. I started recognizing that the largest Forex trader in America is Chase Bank, doing $1 million deals every day. I recognize that the US stock market, which is $200 billion a day, while the Forex market is $6 trillion a day, while being 24 hours, 5 days a week. Okay, so right now, this is the largest financial market in the world. Banks trade this all the time, and we actually have the same ability to lock into it ourselves. And since the currencies of different countries are always going to be fluctuating, no matter how your personal country's economy is doing, it doesn't matter if your economy is tanking or skyrocketing, you can still make money. And that is the power of Forex. And so as we all started learning Forex, we started using different online tools to help us learn and teach our friends how to trade. And our group grew and grew. And we noticed we needed some help teaching and helping it grow, because we thought this was such an important job to try and teach this and share this to people. And we ended up becoming connected with a platform, an educational software that we believe is going to change the way people look at Forex forever. Okay. And that platform, well, I'm actually not going to be the one to explain that platform. I'm going to let Greg come in here and explain that platform, right? Because Greg makes 100% of his income right now off of Forex. This guy came out was hit by COVID much worse than me, put in dire straits, buckled down, studied, learned to trade, and is now making his entire income from this skill set. This guy's a servant leader who helps everybody who comes in, okay, and is just a very inspirational leader, someone who I love working with. I talk to this man every day, who has saved my personal trading account, I think 3 times now. Let in Greg McLean. Come on, man.
Stop it, bro. Come on, man. Oh. It's like your introductions get better and better every time we do this. I don't know how to compare it.
Dude, it's fine. I do notice I get so hyped on introducing you, I straight on missed the mission statement, but whatever. It's fine. Just go.
No, absolutely. I'm going to talk a little bit about Forever Focus anyway here at the end. They're going to get my point of view on it. So yeah, like Leonard said, my name is Greg McLean. I'm 34 years old. I'm currently living in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm still getting used to saying that. I moved here in March to go to school to be a commercial airline pilot. So I want to introduce myself by telling you a little bit about my past, where I came from, and how I got to where I'm at today. So growing up, I always used to be in emergency services. I spent quite a few years on the back of an ambulance as an EMT, worked as a 911 dispatcher and firefighter. And then after that, I became a deputy sheriff. I did that for a year, really didn't like it. Had a guy at one of our apartment complex pool parties talk me into becoming a flight attendant. So he's like, hey, you should be a flight attendant. I looked at him, I'm like, no, I was afraid of flying. I've only ever been on an airplane 3 times before this. So I told him, he mentioned free flights, and that's what got me hooked. So he told me free flights. I was like, all right, bet, I'll do this for a year. And if I don't like it, I'm going to go back to being a deputy sheriff. So I fell in love with it. I ended up being there for 4.5 years. I was a flight attendant and a flight attendant instructor. And then I realized that all my friends were all pilots. So I had to be a pilot too. And that's what prompted me to move to Indianapolis and work on my commercial airline pilot's license. So I got here in March, and our school started on March 2nd. So when I got here, because I'm paying for school, school's not paying for me, I had to go out and find a job. So I had 2 job interviews lined up, and I was going to be either an aircraft refueler or I was going to be a restaurant manager. And when this whole pandemic swept through, it diminished flights. And so therefore there was no more need for an aircraft refueler, and it shut down restaurants. So they canceled that job interview too. So at that point in time, I was in fear. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was freaking out. So I ended up getting a job as a pizza delivery driver. And while I was doing that, a friend of mine reached out to me and was talking to me about Forex. And I was a little skeptical at first, because I know about day trading and I know about the stock market, and I know that you make money when the economy is thriving. And at that point in time, our economy wasn't thriving. It still isn't to this day, right? So after learning a little bit more about Forex, I decided, wow, I know I can make money when the economy is at an all-time low or at an all-time high. So I decided to go all in with it, learned the basics behind Forex, was introduced into the Forever Focus group, and then we ended up locking arms with an amazing leader and a creator of a company called Epic. It stands for Exceptional People, Incredible Compensation. And I'm really excited that I get to be the one that explains it for you today. And just to let you know, because of Forex, I was able to walk away from that pizza delivery job, and I do make 100% of my income just trading Forex in the financial markets. And I am very proud to say that. And again, I've only started learning about this in April. So I want to touch base on what is Epic? Who is Epic, right? So Epic's a global company. It provides the environment for people of all ages and backgrounds to learn a lifelong skill of Forex trading while also pursuing their financial dreams and goals. This is about creating something that you can take with you forever, and you can create generational wealth. This is something you can pass down to your kids, your parents, your brothers, your sisters, nieces, nephews. And that's one of our main focuses and our main goals, is generational wealth. So our team does have more than 100 years of successful business experience. Our corporate team is absolutely amazing. I'm going to get into that in just a minute, but we have an amazing team of Forex traders. These people are 6, 7, and 8-figure traders that are teaching us how to trade in the financial market. And one of the most important things to me, because Epic is a brand new company, it's 100% debt free. That's something we don't have to worry about. The company themselves, they don't have to focus on all their overhead costs because they're debt free. So again, I mentioned the leadership in the company. So we have over 100 years of combined experience in our corporate leadership. One of the main dudes here, David McCovey, he started from the ground level. Now, I want to say this guy is just an ordinary guy doing extraordinary things. He started from the ground, okay, at 0 income. Right? And he created a successful travel company that has grossed over $200 million in profit. And then that's why he's the founder of our organization. With that, Spencer Iverson, who by trade is a lawyer and knows all the legalities behind the organization, right? We have Mark Sterling and Jonathan Green. Jonathan Green being a mathematician. Okay, they've both led and organized several other highly profitable companies to be multi-million dollar and billion-dollar companies, right? So now, one of my favorite dudes, I had the pleasure of working with him in the past in a previous company, is David Lisiaga. So David Lisiaga was the major muscle who masterminded with David McCovey to get out all this put together. And then last but not least, I saved the best for last. We've got my favorite Forex trainer and educator, Coach Max, who's the brains behind our amazing Epic University, which is going to take us step by step on how to become a successful and profitable trader. All right, so some of the services that we have to offer, right? Live sessions. Again, I mentioned that we have 6, 7, and 8-figure traders. These are people that are put to the test and pushed beyond their limits to get to this corporate level trade position. So what they do is they have 3 daily live sessions for us while the market is open. We have 7 a.m., 9 p.m., and 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when all the markets are open. And these people, you can watch them as they trade in the live markets. They're going to go through different training seminars, and they're going to show you how they trade in the live market right there in front of you. And alongside of those live sessions is our daily signals. While they're trading, whether it be on these live sessions or on their own, they have access to a Telegram group, and they're going to put all the parameters in a Telegram chat, and they're going to send it to your phone. So all you have to do is basically enter it into your phone and walk away from it. We have the Epic University, as I mentioned, it's going to take you from A to Z on how to be a successful trader. And what this does, it really impressed me when I first saw it, is it teaches you the basics. Like you were to walk into elementary school and learn the ABCs. That's exactly what you're doing in the Epic University. You're starting at an elementary school level, and then you're graduating all the way to that collegiate level. So it's literally taking you from A to Z. And to go along with that is a 2-week syllabus, which is going to show you what you need to learn, how long it's going to take to learn it, and what day you need to do it. It teaches you in order. Right? We have market forecasts. These are really cool because it's similar to a weather forecast, but it's going to show you what the financial market is going to be. That's a financial forecast. Study halls. These things are awesome. So, like in school, you had your regular classes, and then you have a study session, right? You have study halls. So that's what this is, where you have one-on-one access to these high-level traders. They're always guaranteed to making sure you succeed with this. So they want to ensure that success in you when you're in these study hall sessions. And again, these sessions, they're fun, they're interactive, and we have a lot of stuff coming along with it. Just released was a new indicator that's going to show you, pretty much give you an idea of when to buy and sell in the market. It's going to show you your support and your resistance. I mean, that to me, that's absolutely phenomenal. Right, some of the other things that we have, I really want to touch base on the trade sessions. All right. So as I mentioned, they allow us to have live direct access to an experienced trading mentor. It's an extremely valuable and rare resource. All right. Some people go out there and pay $500 a session for these traders. If you want an introductory class to Forex, we have a guy in the Forever Focus group who's a professional trader. He went out and paid $7 grand for a mentor, right? An introductory whole crash course on Forex, $7 grand. I mean, that's actually, it's absurd in my way, in my eyes. But again, they are dedicated to helping ensure your success. The trade alerts, okay? So one of the biggest things that I was faced with when I first came into the opportunity was time. So we already talked about me being in flight school to be a commercial airline pilot. It requires a lot of time because there's a lot of buttons, and I don't necessarily know all the buttons yet. I know how to fly, I just don't know what all the buttons are yet. But it does take a lot of time and dedication, but I didn't know how I was going to balance the two together. But after I made that decision to go all in with this, I realized that once I learned everything, I could literally call out the trade, set the parameters for it, and walk away and go back to doing what I was doing for school. And so just like this says, you can legit learn and earn anywhere in the world as long as you have cell phone reception, you have a Wi-Fi connection, and you have a personal electronic device. tablet, iPhone, iPad, computer, you know. So this next slide, I want to tell you a little something about it first, because it contains a lot of numbers, and I'm going to tell you about those numbers, but it contains money. And I want to tell you first off that past profits do not guarantee future results. And I'm not sharing money and numbers with you to impress you, but to impress upon you and share the value that you can get just off these trade alerts alone. Okay, so our corporate trade team, some of these guys I've worked with for the past 6-7 months, they've called out since July 5th to September 25th, they've called out 93,359 pips. Okay, so I don't want you to get freaked out about what a pip is. Simply put, it's a unit of measurement, and that's how we measure currency. And I'm gonna break it down for you a little bit here. So if you were somebody like me who got into trading, you didn't have a lot of money to do it, and you really didn't know what you were doing, then you would be trading on what's called a micro lot size. As you can see here, it's a 0.01, and that's 10 cents per pip. So had you taken every single 100% of all these trade alerts, wins and losses included, you would have profited $9,335.90. Okay, just on a micro lot size in a few months. Now, I know that we all have busy schedules, so you can't be sitting there looking at your phone all day. So can you imagine, like, what if you just took 25% of these trades? Like $2,500 in a couple months. That could do like phenomenal things for you and your family, right? However, if you were experienced and you came in here and you were confident in your trading abilities, you would probably be trading on a standard lot size. It's called a dollar lot. It's 1.00. That's equivalent to $10 per pip. Now, I love saying this number because it blows my mind away in this little amount of time that these signals have been called out. Again, if you've taken 100% of these call outs, wins and losses included, $933,590. That's almost $1 million. Okay. And that's a lot of money. And to be realistic, you're not going to be doing that when you first get involved in trading. Once you start learning, you're starting off with that micro lot size. So one of the things that I'm very adamant about is the compound effect. There's a book out there. It's called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. He talks about compounding your money. Would you rather have $1 million now or a penny doubled every day for a year, right? That's what I'm very adamant about when it comes to trading. You start trading on micro lot sizes and build your account up. So you start with a $50 account, you build that up to $100. Then you move up to 5-cent lot size, which is 50 cents per pip, $46,000, right? And you little by little compound your account until you can start trading on standard lot sizes. And guys, I've seen experienced traders coming out with $16,000 on one account. Another thing I want to touch base on before we get into the next thing here is the fact that there's companies out there. I mean, there are trading companies out there, but they're raving about 2,000 pips per month, 3,000 pips per month. We've called out 93,359 pips, and that's not including what happened last night. Last night, I was on a trade session, and boom, $400 in like 3 hours. I mean, to me, that's astronomical. I know it's changing my life a lot. I don't work for anybody now, which this is the longest time in my life that I've never had a job. And it's so amazing on how my life has changed. So I implore you to take this really serious and take what we're about to talk about next very serious as well. We're going to talk about something very important here, and it's another way you can make income alongside Forex trading. And I want to say, when Leonard starts talking about the money involved, I want to tell you, I have a lady on my team. Okay, she's in a different country, lives down in Mexico. She's making $500 a month right now. In Mexico, the US dollar is a lot, and it goes a long way. She is paying off all of her living expenses every single month because of this opportunity. So again, I want you to open your ears, take notes if you have to, because Leonard is going to spit some real fire and he's going to tell you why you should take off with Epic. Leonard, if you could hop back on, bro.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you. And thank you for breaking it down. Thank you for explaining the opportunity and what we have available to everybody here. Let me first say something real quick, because legally we got to say it. We cannot forget this. Past profits do not guarantee future results. So let me just point that out there, okay? Now, like obviously we've been really consistent for a pretty decent amount of time. But again, like I said, past profits don't promise future results. I'm not here to promise you income. Okay, that would be immoral of me to promise you income. It is based on you learning to trade, you learning how to take the signals properly. And, you know, it is based on your effort as well. So I just really want to point that out there. But why take off with Epic? Why take off with everything that we're doing? Well, it's real simple, guys. Everything we just broke down, all the products that we just talked about already is just $99.99 a month. That's why you take off with Epic. Okay. If you're going to go out and try and find something that has even something semi equivalent to what we do, okay, it's going to cost you around $500 to $1,000 minimum. Okay. What we're doing for $99.99 a month is a market steal. I can tell you that right now. So that's one of the main reasons you're going to want to take off with Epic right away. But we also have a second way in which you can actually make income with our company. So, hold on. Is we also have a referral marketing side to this business. Okay. So what is referral marketing? What are we doing? Well, referral marketing is the thought process that your friends trust you more than they trust a commercial, right? So imagine right now a new movie comes out and every person talking about that movie says it's trash. Every reviewer says it's trash. The commercial looks like trash, but your best friend who's known you since you were 5 comes up to you and is like, yo, you're going to absolutely love that movie. I guarantee you are way more likely to see that movie because of your friend, no matter what anything else says. Okay. And that is referral marketing. You trust your friend more than any commercial. That being said, hey, those movies aren't paying you. Now, some companies do pay you. Lyft and Uber, for example, both pay you to refer people. If you know someone who's never driven an Uber or Lyft before and you have your customer code, you give that to them, they get a discount, you get some for your next ride. If you drive for Lyft or Uber, which I did in college, okay, and you get your friends to sign up and also drive for Lyft or Uber, or in my case, Lyft, and they do 30 rides in a month, you get paid. I made $1,500 in college signing up my friends to drive for Lyft. Okay, so we do that same thought process, that same mindset, and we exit to 1,000. If you find 3 people who are also interested in learning the skills of Forex trading, just 3, your tuition is free. Okay, those 3 people that you bring in cancels out your tuition. Imagine going to college, getting 3 of your friends to go into college, and then you no longer have to pay for college. That's how this works. Okay. Now, obviously, your friends are going to also possibly want to get it for free. Or say you just want to go out and make some extra money with it. So you guys form a little team. There's you plus those 3 people. Okay. Now there's 4 of you. The 4 of you go out and you talk to a couple more people each. You talk to 1 or 2. They talk to 1 or 2. All together, you bring in 10 people. That's everyone. That includes you and those first 3 people you brought in. You all come together. So you bring in 1 or 2 more people each. All of a sudden, there's 10 people in your entire referral network. Well, now you're making $125 a week, $500 a month. Okay, $125 a week, $500 a month. Now that 10, say they go out and do the same thing. They talk to a few more people, 1 or 2 more people each. All of a sudden, there's 30 people within your entire network. Now, remember, that's not just you. That's every single person you brought in and the people they brought in, everybody. And now there's 30. Well, now you have $250 a week, $1,000 a month. Dope, right? Okay. So we go again to 80, $500 a week, $2,000 a month. 80 to 250, $5,000 a month. 250 to 500, $10,000 a month. 500 to 1,000, $20,000 a month. On and on and on to the highest rank in this company, 75,000 people, $1 million a month. And I know I just said $1 million a month. Someone's head just went like, boom. I know I lost somebody. I know I did. I lost someone. Okay, their head just exploded a little bit. The numbers were a little big. I understand. That's totally fine. Let's all take a step back and let's go back to 3, 10, 30. Let's go back to 3 to 10 to 30 people real quick. Get some numbers that everyone can wrap their heads around. Okay, I'm aiming for those big numbers. I'm already in some big numbers. Okay, I'm aiming for 75,000. But that being said, okay, I truly believe that every single person on this call can find at least 3 to 10 to 30 people. And here's why. We are offering you an opportunity to learn a recession-proof skill. If you know anybody who has ever talked about trading stocks, going into real estate, owning a business, okay, any kind of financial planning, this is a skill set that they already want to learn. You start learning and just start sharing, they will come. I have signed up more than 10 people myself who only want to learn to trade and aren't even doing the comp plan side. So I truly believe every single person on this call can find 3 to 10 to 30 people. And that 10 to 30, let me just break this down. That $500 to $1,000 is life-changing. If you live where I live out here in California, you know, you're looking at maybe your car payment, your car insurance, your food, maybe some utilities, okay? But if you live in middle America, that $1,000, that could be rent, right? Even Northern California, that could possibly be rent. But if you live in Mexico, like the lady Greg was talking about, well, that $500, because we are an international company, well, that $500 is straight life-changing. That can cover all of your bills. I have teams in Mexico, Africa, Trinidad, okay, where this $500 is a life-changing number, okay? So I want you guys, the Philippines, yeah. So I just want you guys to fully understand that these can be life-changing numbers. Say you take that $500, that $1,000, and you trade with it using our trade alerts. I just want you to think about that for a second, okay? Now, for those of us who do want to go and X our business to 1,000, okay, we are offering freeforex.com, which is actually a lead generation software online that comes free with what we're doing with the comp plan. It has pre-designed lead capture pages, complete and simple back office to use, 3 free signals per week for trading to give out value, social media engagement, Facebook Pixel and Google Analytics, multi-touch communication and emails, and much, much more. This is coming out right now. It is currently in the middle of legal, making sure it passes all the legality stuff, but that should be dropping in a second. Now, I just want to say having access to the full comp plan, as well as freeforex.co, is just an extra $25. Once you get your 3 people and your tuition is free, it's just an extra $25 to have access to this full comp plan and make a ridiculous amount of money. I also just want to say that this money comes in monthly. It is monthly. I want you to remember that. Okay. Now, disclaimer again, as I've said, we are not guaranteeing you money. We're not guaranteeing that you're going to hit Epic and make millions of dollars. Okay. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm trying to express here is that we're giving you an opportunity to make, we're giving you an opportunity that you have to take advantage of. It's based on your work. It's based on your personal effort and ethic, your own personal work ethic. Okay. But we are here to provide support and help you learn to trade along the way and give you as much value as we possibly can. Now, how do you become a member with Epic? Again, it's $99.99 a month. Once you get your 3 people and you start learning to trade, you pay the extra $25. You can upgrade to an IBO and actually be able to have access to that comp plan. But I also want to point out here that you're not doing this alone. You have support. Okay. Earlier in this call, I talked about a mastermind group. Now, the reason I brought up a mastermind group is because within Epic, we have teams. These teams are mastermind groups. We have Forever Focus, the Lions Den, Winner Circle, all the 3 teams that kind of work together. So what do we do? Well, I look at it like this. Epic is college. And then Forever Focus, the Lions Den, and Winner Circle are the clubs where all the nerds are at. The clubs are the fraternities, are the sororities, where all the nerds are chilling, and all they do is study all day to try to get straight A's. Notice like, yes. And that's what we're all about. Okay, it's getting our straight A's. And anyone who joins with our group, and if you're on this call, I can almost guarantee you're with one of these groups, we are about you getting those straight A's, learning this skill set. And if you're looking to build a team, giving you support you need for that. We have our own Forex trading. our own Forex training. That's separate from the company. We have our own professional traders do our own live sessions and education sessions on top of everything you're already getting. We have marketing meetings to teach you how to market online. Marketing meetings to teach you how to talk to friends. Mindset training. The most important thing when you're training, I'm telling you, is actually your mindset. I know from personal experience, it's mental control. We help you with that as well. Greg even runs once a week, just a general well-being call that has nothing to do with the business. It's just to make sure that you keep your head together in this stressful time of COVID that we all live. We are here to help you. We are a trading family first, okay, a business second. We are here to help you learn to trade, and then also here to help you grow your business. I cannot promise you income, but I can promise you that you will get an insane amount of support. We will have more support than you will need to be successful in this business between the three of our organizations. All you need to do is get locked in. Okay? That I can't say. Now, again, I want each of you on this call to get back to that person who locked you in, or that person who invited you onto this call so they can help lock you in. I'm going to hand it back to Greg to close it out because he always comes in with the fire closes. But simultaneously, remember to reach out to that person who got you on this call. And I hope to see you getting epic with us in the future.
All right, great job. Thank you, Leonard. Amazing presentation on the referral side of the company.
Thank you.
So yeah, like I said earlier, I just wanted to touch base on the Forever Focus Group. When we say that we're a real community, we mean it, like from the bottom of our heart. And one of my testimonies when it comes to the Forever Focus Group, recently, 2 weeks ago, I had a really dark moment in my life. I had a family member pass away. And I didn't want to be around anybody. I didn't want anybody to surround themselves around me, but my team, they wouldn't let me do that. So there's people on this call who reached out to me, and they were by my side the whole entire time, that wouldn't let me go through that time of grief by myself. So like Leonard and I, spend 2-3 hours sometimes on the phone at night. Shane, Justin, I'm sure there's tons of other people here that I haven't mentioned, but we're a family, and that's what it comes down to. And you're not alone when you're doing something like this. Okay, all the resources are here. You're ultimately the one that determines how fast you go with it, but you have all the resources and all the help. All you have to do is raise your hand and say, hey, I need help. Reach out to one of us, and we're always here. And if you're not in my direct team, reach out to me anyway. So one of the things that I thrive on the most is, if you help enough people get what they want, eventually you'll get what you want in return, right? So reach out. I don't care if you need somebody to, get you back up during times of adversity. I got you. If you need somebody to help, prospect or trade, I got you. But there are people in this organization who always have their hand out. And that's what we thrive on in the Forever Focus Group, Winner Circle, and Lions Den, is making sure that no one is left behind. So I'm gonna close this thing out. I really do appreciate everybody showing up tonight. Again, get back with the person who invited you to this call so you can lock your spot in today. And I know that time is a very, very valuable asset that we have. We can never get it back. So I appreciate you all spending the last 40 minutes with us on this call tonight. With that being said, the past is the past. You can never get that back. It's always going to be there. You can never erase it. But the one thing that you can change is your future. But the only way to change your future is by doing something differently in your present. And if you don't do anything different today, it will never change. So again, get back with the person who invited you to this call. They really do care about you, and we'll see you on the inside. So for right now, that does conclude our opportunity call. If you didn't like what you heard today, or if you got something else that you gotta go do, you can do that now, but this officially ends our call. However, we really want to bring value to you. So what Leonard and I do on these calls is, because we don't want you to leave empty-handed, we do like a 3 to 5 minute Q&A. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unmute everybody, and if you have a question,